Oh, hey, Sarah.
Hi, Sophia.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Congratulations on finishing your first season as Executive Director at Chicago Presents.
Thank you so much. It's been fun.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions while we walk?
Yeah, please join me.
So what was the first concert that you programmed as Executive Director?
I think it was Linda Mahon O in April of 23, although I was still interim director at that time.
And what's your musical background?
So I started learning piano when I was around 7 or 8 and played for a long time, basically until my teacher retired and I retired too. And I kind of wish I hadn't retired and I were still playing more.
When you moved to Chicago, what was the first concert or show that you saw?
It was, believe it or not, a Grossman Ensemble concert about 5 days after I moved here in December of 2019.
Where did you move from?
New Haven, Connecticut.
And what's your favorite spot now that you're in Chicago?
I love to ride my bike on the beach on the lakefront path. It's my favorite.
And what's your favorite pizza place in Chicago?
I'm still a New Haven pizza person at heart, but Lobo is really good for thin crust. And then since I have to pick a deep dish because it's Chicago, I would say George's.
What were your top 5 Spotify rap songs in 2023? Or what's been on your most listened to recently?
I honestly on Spotify listen mostly to Thomas the Tank Engine for my son. If you looked, that's what you would see. But lately I've been listening to some Jeff Buckley, Allison Russell, been doing a lot more blues because we're branching out into blues right now.
Yeah, and what's an instrument that you wish you could play?
So many, but I'll say the cello.
What's your favorite performance that you've programmed at UCP?
Oh gosh. Can I pass? There's so many. They're all so good. I really loved Jupiter Ensemble last year. That was just like a beautiful, beautiful experience.
What does a typical day in the office look like for you?
Oh, there is no typical day, and that's part of what makes the job fun. So some days I'm meeting with artists and listening to what they're working on. Some days I'm working on a contract with their manager. Sometimes I'm working on a marketing plan with our team. Maybe I'm, meeting with professors to think about how we can better integrate into their curriculum. There's all kinds of different ways that my day might go.
What's the most inspiring performance you've been to recently?
So I saw Illinois at Chicago Shakespeare Theater a couple of weeks ago, or maybe months ago at this point, but it was amazing. It was this totally different take on a musical, and they basically performed a Sufjan Stevens album, and it was a really beautiful dance and music experience.
What musical project are you most proud of?
I'm really proud of the commissioning work we've done with Chicago Presents, especially when we were able to use the von Humboldt funds to create some wild new work last year.
What non-musical project or life event are you most proud of?
My son. He's 3 years old.
What's the coolest building on Chicago campus?
Well, we're walking to Rockefeller Memorial Chapel, which is pretty stunning. But coolest is probably Mansueto Library. I've never seen anything like it.
Okay, you can only bring 3 albums with you to a deserted island. What are they?
Okay, so something I can dance to, something transcendent, and something that kind of speaks to the heart. So speaking to the heart, I'd say a Nina Simone album, something I can dance to, LCD Sound System, Sound of Silver, and something transcendent to get me through all those long days on the island. Pygmalion's recording of Monteverdi's Vespers.
What are some of your hobbies?
Well, I like to ride my bike. I like to go running. I'm working on writing a children's book.
What's a book you think everyone should read?
It's an audiobook, but I don't think they have a print version of it. But there is something called Miracle and Wonder where Paul Simon talks to Malcolm Gladwell and really dissects what he did in writing his music, and it's fantastic. I highly recommend it.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee in the morning, tea in the evening.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Do you have a guilty pleasure movie, TV show, or book?
I've been binging The Bear. I don't know if that's guilty pleasure, but that's what I'm really watching these days.
What do you listen to on your commute to work?
We got a new car with a much better sound system, and I've really been digging listening to Hilary Hahn in there. And then I also really like listening to audiobooks, especially when traffic's bad.
What's your favorite memory from your first official season with UCP?
We had like an 80th birthday party at the end of the season, which was really fun. And I loved learning from some of our longtime attendees that they've been coming for 30, 40, 50 years. And that's pretty cool.
Are there any dream artists or dream genres that you'd like to bring to UCP?
Something I'd really like to do is bring more artists who work both as musicians and as visual artists. So like Lonnie Holly or Raven Chacon, and work with our other arts organizations on campus.
And final question, what is the best part of your job?
Oh man, I love working with my team, and I really love when an artist says like, this is such a great place to perform. And I love, most of all, like the light in an audience member's eyes when they had a really great experience. You just sort of see a smile on their face or a different kind of energy when they come out and think, this was amazing. I'm glad I came out and saw this tonight.
Thank you so much. This was great.
Thanks, Sophia.
Bye.